Hello everyone, welcome back to the SparkSpiritz channel. This time, we're taking on an exciting challenge in Blox Fruits, completing the entire adventure in the first seed using only swords. No special powers, no devil fruits, just pure swordsmanship. Sounds thrilling, right? We're starting this journey at the Pirate Starter Island. Our first mission is to level up and gather enough money to buy our first sword. Oh, and just a heads up, I won't be using any Robux at all. This is a 100% grind challenge. However, I'll be using 2x EXP from free codes. If you want to know how to get those codes, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a video about it for you. The first sword we'll use is the katana. For the stats, I'll focus solely on sword and defense to make sure we deal strong attacks and can hold our ground in battles. Alright everyone, we've made it to level 10. Great progress so far. Now it's time to head to the jungle. Things are about to get even more exciting as we face tougher opponents. First, we'll start by taking down monkeys to gather some initial XP. After that, the challenge ramps up as we encounter gorillas, who pack a stronger punch. But the real highlight of the jungle is the showdown with the Gorilla King, our very first boss fight. Alright everyone, let's keep the journey going. Now we're heading to Pirate Village because we've reached level 30. Great progress so far. Here we'll continue grinding against tougher enemies like pirates and brutes. But the real challenge lies in facing our second boss, Bobby the Clown. This boss is known for his deadly attacks and unique fighting style. On top of that, we'll also gear up by purchasing the dual katana and iron mace, two weapons that will be super helpful as we move forward. Alright, everyone, we've reached level 60. That means it's time to move on to the desert and continue our exciting journey. In this area, we'll face new enemies, the desert bandits and desert officers. They're known to be quite tough, so we need to be ready with the right strategy. For this part of the grind, I've decided to use the iron mace. Why? Because it's more powerful compared to the dual katana. With the iron mace, we can deal stronger attacks and complete the quest in this area more efficiently. After finally reaching level 90, it's time to continue our journey to Frozen Village. This place is packed with new challenges that are going to be super exciting. But before we start grinding, there's one important thing we must not forget. defying hockey. With hockey, our attacks will become stronger and more effective against the enemies here. I'm also planning to get an awesome new weapon, the triple katana. This weapon has high damage and will be a valuable asset for grinding at this stage. At Frozen Village, we'll face new enemies like the Snow Bandits and Snowmen. And of course, the biggest challenge here is defeating the boss yet. He is known to be pretty tough, so we need to prepare ourselves properly. We finally reached level 120, and now it's time to continue our journey to Marine Fortress. Here, new challenges await with stronger enemies to face. Our first opponents will be the Chief Petty Officers, a tough crew that will test our skills. But the most nerve-wracking part is the battle against the legendary boss of this area, Vice Admiral. He's known for his incredible strength and devastating attacks, so we need to be fully prepared for this challenge. Our goal at Marine Fortress is to grind all the way to level 150, which means we'll have plenty of action here. After reaching level 150, it's time to continue our adventure to Skylands. Here, we'll discover some amazing weapons like the Bacento and dual-headed blade, which will help us take down enemies more effectively. The enemies we'll face in this area are quite challenging Sky Bandits and Dark Masters. They have some tough skills, so we'll need to stay focused and use all the strategies we've got to defeat them. Our goal this time is to grind all the way to level 190. We've reached level 190, and now it's time to continue our journey to prison. Here, there are 2 quest areas awaiting us. The first quest involves fighting prisoners, and dangerous prisoners who pack quite a punch. For the second quest, we'll face even stronger enemies like Warden, Chief Warden, and of course, the mighty boss Swan. These enemies are known for their immense strength, so we'll need to be extra cautious and prepare for some intense battles. Our goal here at prison is to grind all the way to level 250. We've reached level 250, and now it's time to continue our adventure to the Coliseum. Here we'll face tough enemies like the Toga Warriors and Gladiators. They're pretty strong, so we need to be extra careful and ready for some major battles. Our goal this time is to grind all the way to level 300. After reaching level 300, it's time to continue our journey to Magma Village. Here we'll face tough enemies like military soldiers, military spies, and of course, the very strong Magma Admiral, who is a tough boss. We'll be grinding all the way to level 375 here, so there's plenty of exciting challenges ahead. But before continuing with the main quest, I'll be doing a side mission to get the Saber Sword. Don't worry, I've already made a complete tutorial video for that, so you can check it out there if you want to know more. After reaching level 375, we'll continue our journey to Underwater City. Here, we'll face tough enemies like Fishman Warriors, Fishman Commandos, and of course, the very strong boss, Fishman Lord. We'll be grinding all the way to level 450 here. Before we continue, let's buy some new swords. We're getting the Bizento, a legendary sword, and the dual-headed blade. These two weapons are going to help us a lot in our upcoming battles. Now, let's get back to grinding as we take on God's Guard, Shannon, and the Whisper Boss in Quest 1. After that, we'll move on to Quest 2 where we'll face strong enemies like Royal Squad, Royal Soldier, and Thunder God. But before we continue, let's head to Middletown to fight the Saw. If we manage to defeat it, there's a 10% chance we'll get the Shark Saw, a super powerful sword. And guess what? We got it. After that, we'll continue grinding all the way to level 625. reaching level 625, and it's hard to believe we finally made it to the last island for grinding. Here we'll face galley pilots, galley captains, and a very tough boss Cyborg. We'll be grinding all the way to level 700 so we can move on to C2. We're getting closer to the next part of our adventure, so let's keep up the energy. Next, we'll head to prison to meet with the military detective. He informs us that Swan has escaped and asks us to track him down. According to the intel he gathered, Swan is hiding with the Ice Admiral in Frozen Village. Of course, we're not going to let them get away that easily. Let's head to Frozen Village and find them. But after defeating the Ice Admiral, it turns out Swan wasn't there. So, we went back to the military detective, and it turns out Swan is already in C2. He told us to head to Middletown and meet the captain who will help us get to C2. And that's the end of our journey here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. If you have any content suggestions or anything else you'd like to see, leave a comment below.